This conference will now be recorded.
Sir?
You're in last. You're in
Yes,
last
sir.
semester of your MCA, right? So in college,
Yes,
you
sir.
must have studied about database and programming.
Yes, sir.
So what all programming have you studied? Which all
Sir, we have
programming?
not.
C, C++, Java.
Sir, Python basics I know, sir, and Java
So
basics.
Java basic, right? Core Java.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about database? RDBMS.
Sir, RDBMS only the basics we are learning first semester, sir, not fully.
Mhm. Okay. So to some extent, you are clear with the concepts of database and programming.
Sir,
I'm asking, like, are you clear with the concepts of programming and database?
sir, not audible, sir.
Naveen, can you please mute? Thank you. Yeah. So
Sorry,
I was
sorry,
asking.
Ankur, sorry.
No issues. Okay. So I was asking you, like, in your database, are you clear, like, to some extent, what is database, what is programming?
Sir, I have no idea about that. I
I'm
should
not talking
learn
about
from
SAP
basic.
ABAP.
Okay,
I'm not
sir.
talking about ABAP. I'm talking about in general, like what is programming, what we do in programming, in general, nothing specific to ABAP, Java, or any other language.
Sir, no, sir, I don't have any idea.
Okay. Basically, when we talk about programming, right, there are n number of programming languages. Like in college, you must have read about C, C++, Java, maybe .NET, right? You heard about SAP ABAP.
Yes,
So
sir.
all these are programming languages. And purpose of programming languages is to define screens, programs, interfaces, right? Like even in your
Yes, sir.
mobile, you have n number of applications you use. So all those
Yes, sir.
applications are also created using programming. Websites you're accessing,
Okay,
right?
sir.
Even those websites are created using programming in the backend,
Okay, sir.
right? So every programming used to define applications, web
Okay,
applications, mobile applications, or Windows applications,
okay,
right?
sir.
So every programming has its own purpose, right? And every programming has got its own syntax and keywords. So there is no prerequisite that before getting into any programming, you should have any prior programming experience, right? But if you have any experience, if you have understanding and knowledge, it helps you in understanding it faster as compared to other person, right?
Okay, sir.
So ABAP, the first thing, right? ABAP,
Yes.
to get into ABAP, there is no requirement that you should know any programming before, right?
Okay, sir.
So there is no prerequisite.
Okay, sir.
And whatever things we will be doing in the course, that will be totally from scratch. Considering you're
Okay, sir.
coming from a non-programming background, right? We'll be doing everything from starting
Okay, sir.
from what are the different type of programs we have, how we are declaring variables, how we are declaring uh, different data types, right? How we are
Okay, sir.
creating table. And whenever we talk about any programming,
Okay, sir.
there are two type of programming. We have a static programming where everything is static. Static means which doesn't change, right?
Okay,
Like if
sir.
you visit any company's website,
Okay, sir.
you have the content there which remains same. Whenever you log in to their website, it remains same.
Yes, sir.
That is a static website. Then
Okay,
we
sir.
have a dynamic websites, dynamic applications, which
Which are changeable.
which are changeable and interactive kind, right?
Okay, sir.
Like you use Amazon or different mobile applications. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So when you use different mobile applications, you are putting some kind of filters, right? Which fetches,
Yes,
like
sir.
let's say for an example, you're using Amazon, right? You must have used it, right?
Yes, sir.
So what you do, you go there, right? Depending on what you want to buy, you filter it out, resort the products, right? You filter out depending on the brands. You do sorting based on price, quality, rating, reviews. You sort, you select, you see the details, you click, you buy, right?
Yes, sir.
You make the payment, right? So that is your
Yes, sir.
dynamic application. That means you can do some kind of transactions there. And every time you do some transactions, right,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not like it happens in the every time, right? Whatever transactions are happening, you can go and you can check out now, like how many orders you have placed in the past. Hmm?
Okay,
Last
sir.
year, how many orders you have placed in last 6 months, how many orders you have placed. So how you get all these details? You have a database in the backend,
Yes, sir.
right? In college, you must have read about na database.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm? I don't know if you remember, like you must have studied about in MCA normalized database, non denormalized database, OLAP, OLTP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm? Hmm? Terminology, so you must be remembering, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
not the definition. Hmm? So database may we have tables. In tables may we have primary keys. Then how to connect two
Yes.
tables? We define foreign key mapping, right?
Yes, sir.
Cardinality and all those things.
Yes,
So
sir.
all these things are at the database level. Whenever we talk about any dynamic application, you have to have a database in the backend,
Okay, sir.
right? Database takes care of all the transaction happening in an application,
Okay, sir.
right? You place any order, right? Same application you're using, same application I'm using, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
what to log in, we have login credentials. If you give a wrong ID, wrong password, right? It prompts you, na, that the
Yes,
ID
sir.
is not correct, the password is not correct. Hmm? Because
Yes, sir.
everything is getting validated from the database. Otherwise,
Yes, sir.
anybody can go and access anyone's data,
Yes, sir.
right? Anyone can access anyone's data,
Yes, sir.
right? So you need to define everything in the database.
Okay,
That
sir.
how that processing gonna happen,
Okay, sir.
right? So like same thing is happening in programming. So whenever we talk about programming, we had two things. We have a database in the backend, and then we have a business logic, right? Defined,
Yes.
and then we have an interface.
Okay, sir.
Interfaces like screens which we see on the system or your mobile application, right? For
Okay,
user
sir.
interaction, where user can enter something and based on that he can view something. That is your interface.
Okay, sir.
Did you study about presentation, application, and database layer in college?
Yes, sir.
Right. So clear what is presentation, application, and database. Hmm?
Sir?
Are you clear with what is presentation layer, application layer, and database layer?
Ah, yes, sir.
Tell me what it is.
Sir, application layer is about uh, this is used to specify the communication protocols.
You're talking about the TCP IP, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not TCP IP, right?
Okay.
TCP IP you must have read in computer networks, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay, I'm talking about the database perspective, right? So in application, we have three layers.
Okay, sir.
Presentation, which is your user interface, which user
Okay,
sees on the screen. Anything which is visible on
okay,
your
sir.
computer, that is your interface, right?
Okay,
That
sir.
is presentation layer. In application layer, logics are defined in the backend,
Okay, sir.
right? Like if you're giving a login ID and password, right? The screen where you're giving, that is your presentation layer. Once you
Okay,
give,
sir.
right, it checks it in the backend, right? If the
Okay,
user ID is correct or not, if the password is correct or not. If it is incorrect, it prompts you the password is not correct. Please re-enter the password,
yes, sir.
right? So you have
Yes.
all those logics are defined in the application layer. And
Okay,
from
sir.
application layer, request is going to the database layer,
Okay,
right?
sir.
Because interface never stores any data. It sends a request to application layer, application sends a request to database layer. Database
Okay, sir.
cross checks and it checks if the user ID and password is defined in the system or not, and if it is correct or not.
Okay, sir.
Then it resends the request back to not request, response
Yes.
back from database to application and from application to presentation layer. And
Okay,
that's how
sir.
you get to know if the user ID is correct or not.
Okay, sir.
Right? Same thing happens whenever you do any transaction or processing.
Okay,
Hmm?
sir.
So that's a basic structure from your application perspective.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? Right? Now, when we talk about SAP, any idea what is SAP in general? You might have gone through some, you might have searched it on Google. What is SAP? What is ABAP? If you should go for it or not. Any idea what is SAP?
Sir, I have no idea.
Okay. Basically, SAP is an ERP, business application software,
Okay, sir.
right? ERP, business application software. And the purpose of this software is to integrate all the departments of an organization,
Okay, sir.
right? In any company, you have multiple departments like sales,
Yes,
finance,
sir.
production, quality management, right?
Yes,
Production
sir.
management, supply chain management. There are different departments.
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
And every department takes care of their own processes,
Yes, sir.
right? Every department is taking care of their own process.
Process.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
In general, what is a sales guy doing?
So they should see the products are which is reaching the customers or not, whether it is useful to customer or not, to check and sales the product and sell them.
Hmm. Basically, sales department is dealing into selling the products and services to the customer,
Yes, sir.
right? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
That is the
Yes,
sales
sir.
department. Whatever product they have to sell, they need to check which customer is placing what kind of order, what kind of product they want, what kind of services they want, accordingly giving them those products and services. That's a task of a sales guy.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Let's say, uh, if you are a customer, right? You ask me that you wanted 10 quantity,
Okay, sir.
hmm, right? I'm a sales guy, right? If what I need to do, I need to check with my stock if I have 10 quantity or not,
Yes, sir.
right? And stock is
Yes,
taken care by the stock guy, inventory guy,
yes, sir.
right? Now you need to check with the inventory guy if you have 10 quantity in your stock or not. Hmm,
Yes, sir.
right? Let's say I have only 8 quantity. Hmm. You ask
Mm.
for 10 quantity. So what I'll do, I'll send the information to the inventory
Yes,
guy.
sir.
I need 10 quantity, right?
Yes, sir.
Inventory guy, the store manager checks, he has only 8 quantity, right? So what he'll do, he'll send the information to the production team or the
Yes, sir.
marketing team. Okay, we want more products. We have a customer, he has a requirement, we need more products. Hmm,
Yes, sir.
right? So they'll manufacture, they'll produce more quantity. Hmm,
Yes, sir.
and then we have a quality inspection team. They will be
Yes, sir.
testing the quality of that product, right? Then it can be added in the stock, and finally it will be delivered to you.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? Right? Same thing
Yes,
happen.
sir.
Like even if let's say same example we are talking about Amazon or any website, right? You go to their shopping cart, right? You see what all products are there. At times you must have seen two quantities are available.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hmm? Only two quantities left, only three quantities left, right? And let's say if you want
Yes.
to place order for 5 quantity, what do? You go to other portal.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Maybe you go to any Flipkart or any other portal, you see what all products are available there.
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
Right? So all these things, whatever processes are happening, different departments are involved.
Yes, sir.
Right? Sales department, like the example which I was discussing, we have sales department, store manager, uh,
Yes.
purchasing manager, right? We have production team,
Yes,
quality
sir.
team, hmm, and then it is delivered to you.
Yes, sir.
So what SAP does? SAP integrates all these departments.
Okay, sir.
Integrate means otherwise what will happen? You need to call to the store manager, okay, how many products are available in the stock?
Yes, sir.
Right? You need to check with purchasing department, you need to check with quality department. So when we have everything integrated, right, everything can be checked from the system itself. You don't need to call anyone, don't need to have any manual intervention. Anybody who is having an access to the system, he can get an updated information,
Okay, sir.
right? He can get an updated information from the system only.
Yes.
Right? Again, an example, integration. You placed an order on Amazon, right? Then you don't need to call the Amazon customer care, right? To
Yes, sir.
confirm your product, you get an order. You don't need to, you can go there and you can check out where your product is, right?
Yes, sir.
If it has left from the shipment, right? If where the shipment is, you can track, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Where your product has reached, when it is expected, right? If it
Yes,
is
sir.
getting delayed. So what every department is updating information there,
Yes, sir.
right? So everything is integrated. So everything can be tracked from one single portal.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? So it saves your time, right? And when you have everything integrated, it increases your productivity and your efficiency and cut down your investment cost,
Yes, sir.
right? So this is what SAP is doing.
Okay, sir.
In organizations, different departments are there. Every department is using the same software, and whatever transactions they are doing, it gets saved in your database,
Okay, sir.
right?
Okay.
So any department needs any kind of information, it can be fetched from system,
Okay, sir.
right? That is the benefit of having SAP integrated software, right?
Okay,
And
sir.
SAP is one of the largest ERP selling software around the world, right? Around the world, we are using SAP in n number of domains, whether it's an IT domain, manufacturing, pharmaceutical, retail, petroleum, right? So
Okay,
any
sir.
kind of industrial sector you name, we have SAP there,
Okay,
right?
sir.
So that is about a bit about SAP and ABAP. ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming, ABAP,
Okay, sir.
right? It's an programming language created by SAP for its
Okay, sir.
own application development, right?
Okay, sir.
Like just now we were discussing about different processes in SAP,
Yes, sir.
right? All these to handle all these processes, what we need? We need
ABAP.
programming, we need interfaces.
Yes, sir.
So all these things are done through programming in ABAP,
Okay, sir.
right? In SAP, whatever screens interfaces we want, whatever processes are there, right? They're defined through programming in ABAP.
Okay, sir.
Getting it?
Yes, sir.
So being into programming, like being into ABAP, our task is to handle two things:
Okay, sir.
database and programming,
Okay, sir.
right? We have to handle two things: database and programming. When we talk about database, right, it's all about creating and managing tables, defining primary keys, defining foreign keys, views, structures, right? The whole
Yes,
database
sir.
part,
Yes, sir.
right? And then to handle that database, we need screens and interfaces, programs, which will be developed through programming.
Yes, sir.
Getting it?
Yes, sir.
And as far as programming is concerned, right, it's not that difficult. It's not like in college you must have done C++ programming, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Okay. In which semester you did it? Third semester?
Sir, in UG we did, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me just quickly show you one program,
Okay, sir.
right? Right. I'm creating one program just to show you that how complex the programming is, right? Because obviously coming from a non-programming background, you might be having a feeling if you will be able to do it or not, right?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, okay. I'm creating a simple program right now, right? Not getting in depth of it. Hmm. A simple program which will be like adding two numbers and displaying it on the screen. Hmm. Right?
Okay, sir.
Let's say hmm, all the blue ones which are coming, those are keywords.
Okay, sir.
Right? Let's say a simple program you are from college. So let's create a program where user is entering marks of two subjects.
Okay, sir.
Hmm. And then you need to display total and average of it, right? Let's say marks 1, right? Marks 2, then I create a total decimal. Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Right, I define it decimals too. If let's say define an average also. Hmm? Right. So what I have done, I have declared variables. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Whatever I'm defining in a parameter, that means it's a user input. Whatever I'm defining using data, that is calculating at the program level. Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Right. So what I'm doing, hmm? Right.
Okay, sir.
Can you understand what I'm doing right now?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, sir.
To some extent, though, you must be getting now. Hmm? What I'm doing. This is a simple, right? Mathematic thing.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So what is it doing?
Sir, you're adding the two marks.
Hmm.
Mark 1, Mark 2, and getting the average of it.
Right. So this is simple mathematics, right?
Yes,
Adding up two values, storing it in total, and then average I'm dividing total by 2.
2.
And then total marks is I'm defining a total, and then I'm displaying average marks, right?
Average. Yes, sir.
Hmm? Right. Now let's say if I execute this, I got a window.
Yes, sir.
Let's say I get a 89 and I got a 78, right? These are the two
Yes, sir.
marks.
Yes, sir.
I'll execute it, right? What I get, the total marks is 167, right?
Yes, sir.
And average is 83.50,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? This is a simple program, right? Just to show you how complex the coding is, right? I guess
Oh,
it's not that complex as compared to what you have done in C, C++, or Java in your college.
yes, sir.
Hmm? Getting it?
Yes, sir.
And depending on the result, like if I want to define how your result is, let's say if I give if average is less than 50, hmm?
Mm.
Else if average is greater than 50, right? A simple thing, right? What I have done, hmm? It's a simple logic, right? What I say is
Yes,
like if your average is less than this, what I'll do, Or let's say, right, let it put a fail, and then I say, right. So what
Yes,
I
sir.
have done, if like once user will be entering the marks, right?
Yes,
I'll calculate
yes,
the
sir.
total, I'll calculate the average, I'll display total and average, right? And
Yes,
now
sir.
if the average is less than 50,
Yes,
what
sir.
it will print? It will print fail.
Fair.
Or if average is more than less than greater than equals to 50, then what it will do? It will print great,
Great.
right? A simple logic.
Yes, sir.
Let's say if I do this, right? What it says, total is 153, average is 76, and the result is great.
Great.
Right? We can define anything which you want, right? Let's say if I give this. So total is 33, average is 16, and then fail,
The result is fair.
right? So this is programming just to show you the complexity, right? I guess like if you go through the program, right, coming from a non-programming background, you can easily understand that it is not that difficult, that even if you get into it, you won't be able to do it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you think? It's simple or it's difficult?
Sir, I can understand, sir. I'll make practice and I'll try to learn it.
Obviously you have not started the course, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm just showing you the
Yes, sir.
complexity
I
of the
can
code.
understand, sir. I can
So
understand.
if you can see, now I'm not coming from a programming background, not having any session on ABAP, right? Just by seeing the code,
Yes,
at least 70%, 80% you can understand what it is doing,
yes, sir.
without having any prior session on ABAP, right? So
Yes,
it
sir.
is not that difficult,
Okay, sir.
right? Otherwise, programming concepts remain same. And
Okay,
this is
sir.
the content which we will be covering, right?
Okay, sir.
Like you said, and like I told you, we will be doing everything from scratch, right? Considering you are not from a programming background, right? So we'll be starting from the very beginning.
Okay,
Introduction to
sir.
ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. What is ERP? What are the advantages of ERP? What are different applications in ERP, right? What is SAP? What is its architecture, landscape, right? What is ABAP, right? What all things we do in ABAP? Packages, how to create packages, because to create any application you need to define a package, which is nothing
Package.
like a
Yes,
folder.
yes,
You
sir.
save, you need to save anything in your folder, right?
Yes, sir.
Even in computer, you save anything, a task, where to save it. You define a
Yes, sir.
folder. Then the whole database part, like I said, in any application, database is important. So first thing we'll be studying is about database, right?
Okay,
What is a
sir.
database? What all tables are there in the database? How you define it, right? So we do all the database part.
Okay, sir.
Then starting from the scratch of programming, programming basic, what are the different type of programs, how we're declaring objects, right? Just now we saw these few things, right? Data and parameters.
Yes, sir.
So what are these? What are the difference between the two? Why we are using it, right? Different variables, arithmetical operator,
Yes, sir.
conditional operators. Just now we saw na, arithmetical operations, and
Yes, sir.
then conditional statements also. If condition is like if this, then what? If this is the condition, then what will happen? If this is the condition, what will happen? Right? Loops, radio
Okay.
button, checkboxes. Then we have internal table, right?
Yes, sir.
So as of now, you won't be understanding all these topics, but whatever we will be doing everything from scratch, considering the person is coming from a non-programming background, right?
Okay, sir.
And you will be like having you will be getting a recording of day-to-day session,
Okay,
right?
sir.
You
Okay,
will be
sir.
getting a recording for day-to-day session, plus you will be getting an access to SAP system also.
Okay, sir.
And before start of any day session, first we will be discussing your practical or theoretical doubts.
Okay, sir.
Then only we will be moving to the next topic. Like there could be possibility we had a session, right, but you didn't get it, right? You were having some issues doing things practically. You didn't
Okay.
understood the concepts. So in the next day, first we will be discussing your doubts, queries, and issues.
Okay, sir.
Once it is clear, then only we'll be moving to the next topic.
Okay, sir.
Getting it?
Yes, sir.
So these are the different topics. As initially, so you won't get it what these topics are all about, but we will be doing everything from scratch.
Okay,
That's the
sir.
reason I was showing you a bit of programming syntaxes, how programming is done in ABAP, right?
Okay, sir.
Anything which is not clear you want to ask related to anything?
Sir, no, sir. I have no doubts.
Hmm. Whatever we have discussed, everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, then if you don't have any queries, we can conclude the call. And if
Okay,
you
sir.
want to know anything, you can let me know.
Sir, no, sir. No doubts.
Okay, thank you then. You can update the team, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.